Hi, this is Joseph Grove, Executive Editor for Networld Media Group. I'm talking with our publisher Tom Harper, who's putting together an event about the worlds of ATM, mobile payments, and how they're coming together. Tom, tell me about the event.
It's called the ATM and Mobile Executive Summit, and it really is this marriage between two what might seem like counterintuitive industries. You've got the ATMs, you've got cash. On the other hand, you have mobile payments, and some people think mobile payments are replacing cash. So we've actually seen a convergence of the two.
Okay, so I guess what you're saying then is that there's a demand for both. Talk about the demand for this kind of world and the conference you're having.
Very true. There's a really interesting increase in demand on the cash side. We've seen over the past several years a growth of 3% per year, maybe 4%, and in the past 2 years it's been 5 or 6%. At the same time, mobile payments are increasing in demand. I mean, we had a record-setting fourth quarter of 2012, 200 million mobile phones, smartphones were sold. We had Samsung and Apple just breaking all kinds of records, and last year there were 670 million mobile phones sold. Smartphones, not just the text kind, but smartphones.
Yeah. Now, one area of convergence I know about is where you're able to pre-stage an ATM transaction. What does that mean, and what other types of convergence are you saying?
Well, that is the main one, where a consumer approaches an ATM and starts the transaction on his or her smartphone, initiates with the authentication, and then completes a transaction by seeing a QR code on the screen and scanning that and then getting the cash. Some other convergence includes things like M-Pesa over in Kenya. It's a case study in P2P payments or personal cash transfers. And basically the way it works is that I'm a worker, migrant worker over in the east side of the country, and I get paid in cash. I go to an M-Pesa dealership or agent, and I hand them the cash. They give me a code, and I text that code to my relative across the country, and she takes that code to a store and gets the cash out on the other side.
Interesting. Anytime new financial services evolve, there are always regulatory issues. Will your conference address those?
Yes, in fact, that's one of the main ideas of the conference. Since it's going to be held in Washington, D.C., we're going to have all kinds of regulatory and legislative people coming from the Hill and agencies like the FTC, the FCC, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. We're going to have law enforcement there. We're going to have even potentially a panel on security where we might have a former hacker or someone who knows how to hack actually demonstrate how to hack into a system, and we'll have someone from law enforcement to kind of analyze what happened and how banks can protect against that.
Sure. Before we started, you were telling me about some of the people who were going to speak and who you were inviting to speak. Drop some names on us.
Yeah, we're inviting Senator Bob Corker, who's chairman of the Senate Banking Committee, Elizabeth Warren, several people from the Hill and from these agencies. We have people from MasterCard that are coming. Some other banks that are going to be attending are like JP Morgan and many, many large banks and mid-sized. We also have CEOs from different ATM manufacturers and ATM service companies and payments executives from the likes of PayPal and Google and those kinds of companies as well.
Excellent. One final question. Who should attend? Who's going to benefit from this?
Well, we're going to have a high-level small group. So we're expecting C-level people, VP of payments, any kind of payments executive. If it's a CEO of a mid-sized bank, that's the perfect kind of person to come. Even the CEO of a large company like an ATM manufacturer or deployer, we expect to come. But we're only expecting about 150 or so people, so it's a really intimate environment. Lots of relationship building between these executives and the legislators and regulators, as well as among each other.
Awesome. Thank you, Tom. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Jeff.
This has been Joseph Grove with Networld Media Group. For more information and news on the event as it develops, go to atmmarketplace.com or mobilepaymentstoday.com. Thanks.